Hey, what's up, you guys? Let's talk Rampage. Now, before we get into that, last night I didn't get a chance to check out Rampage when it aired. It was live last night, which is something that they rarely do with Rampage. I went to an indie show, and it's been quite some time since I've been to an indie show, so I was looking forward to it. And once they had announced that Brian Keith was going to be there, I said, you know what? I've been watching him, and I want to see like in person like what's up. I enjoy what I see him do in the ring, but I had to see it in person. And plus, he made number one spot in the 500 top black wrestlers, and I was like, I gotta see it. So got my tickets, dragged my daughter along, and I really enjoyed myself. One of the things that I really, really loved was seeing the little girls who were like around my age when I started watching wrestling. Some of them even younger. They're yelling and screaming and having a good time, and just like how I was when I was a kid into pro wrestling. And that just filled my little black heart with joy. I absolutely enjoyed watching these kids really enjoy pro wrestling. Now, my baby Bat, she is 10 years old. She's all about video games, all about anime, she doesn't care too much about pro wrestling. And I thank her for putting up with my session with pro wrestling, because I know sometimes she's over it, but she also had a good time too when she's getting into cheering and booing and all that stuff. And even the heels, she's like, Mom, why are they booing him? I actually really, really like him. And I'm like, that's good. That's okay. You cheer and boo for whoever you want. But I had a really great time, and got a chance to take pictures with Brian, and also got a chance to talk to him for a bit, and got his autograph. Oh, I forgot to show y'all. Look at it. Look at it. It looks so good. Oh my gosh. I had such a great time. Now, I went home. I tried to watch Rampage, but I KO'd, and I woke up like 9 or close to 10 or whatever, which is very rare for me, because only a few people in my life actually knows this, but I suffer with insomnia, and I'd be lucky to get 2 hours of sleep a night. I started having insomnia right before my mom had passed away. Once I realized, okay, I'm going to lose her, I have not gotten a full night of sleep since. Maybe a handful of time I probably got somewhat of a full night of sleep, but 2 or 3 hours, I'm lucky if I can do that on a nightly basis. So I always tell people, like, pro wrestling does something so special to me. So after coming from the show, I literally felt like so happy, so full inside, and I just went to bed and slept the whole night. And that's a miracle, because I have not done that this year at all. So that right there was so good for me. Now, when I got home, I texted my sister. I was talking to my sister, and I was like, you know what? I should have took Brian home. Like, what? Why not? My weakness, good-looking men that wrestles. Like, why not? And she's like, well, what is wrong with you? And when she said that, I texted my bestie, and I told him the same thing, and I showed him the pictures, and he's like, oh, you guys look like a cute couple. You should have asked him if he'll go home with you. And I was like, you know what? You're right. He's a guy, so he'll get it. My sister, she don't care about this type of stuff. But, I didn't ask, so closed mouths don't get fed. Who knows? I could have gotten lucky. But had a really great time. And enough about me talking about how lonely I am. Let's get into the review of Rampage, because it was actually a really, really good show. All right, first match of the night, Preston Vance versus Ricky Starks. Now, they are using the Collision set, because even though Rampage was live, right after that, they're taping Collision right after that. So it just really, really felt like I'm watching a Collision episode rather than Rampage. And it's not just the look and the set that they were using. It was also the way that the show was moving as well. So it really did not feel like Rampage. Now, they have a really great opening match. We haven't seen Preston in a while. He's with LFI. They've all been out as a group for a while, and they're back. And I'm a little confused with sometimes, are y'all heels or are y'all babyface? I'm not sure, because since they've been back and they've been using them, on one show, you'll see them babyface, another show heels, and it's just a little weird. I don't really know what's going on there. But Preston leaving Dark Order, coming to this group, was the best thing that he could have done for his career. Because Dark Order, we don't even know where the hell they're going, and it's been a few years now where it's just like, y'all should just leave the group. I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, they have a really great opening match, And Preston, he's really going to have to amp things up. Not that he was bad or anything here. It's just that as a group, you want to stick out for your own reasons. So he's going to have to amp things up with him in the ring and personality wise. So it could really look like he absolutely fits in this group. But we're going to give him some time since they have been out for a while. Now we have Big Bill. He's on commentary. He's with Tony Schiavone and Nigel. Oh my God, I love Nigel on commentary. He's like the perfect heel commentator. That's what I love. Heel commentators, they're absolutely fun. And here is Nigel talking about how Ricky Stark's been having a hot boy summer. And I'm just like, Nigel, what you know about a hot boy summer? Now, everything is looking okay in terms of it going back and forth between Ricky or Preston. And I kept thinking it would be really nice for Preston to take this win. But then here comes Big Bill, who is distracting Preston. And when Preston turns around, he gets hit by a spear from Ricky. 1, 2, 3, Ricky wins. But then Big Bill gets in that ring and they are attacking Preston. So now here comes LFI. They come out so they can make sure that they don't put another finger on Preston. And I'm liking the way things are going here between these guys. We've been seeing something with LFI and this group continuously. So they're sticking with some type of story. So we'll see what's going on with that. Maybe 2 of them from that group will be going for the tag team gold. Who knows? That would be a good thing to see. Either way, great opener and great return match for Preston. All right, so now we have Chris Jericho. He's with Renee Paquette. He has a match with Takeshita. That's going to be in Japan, and that's going to be on Sunday. So I do believe that match may take place while people in America are sleeping. So if you're one of those crazy fans who's actually stayed up in the middle of the night, like me, to watch a Japanese pay-per-view, you might be able to catch it live. Now, he's actually really putting over Takeshita here, talking about how he's one of the best wrestlers in the world. But Chris Jericho is like, I'm one of the best wrestlers in all of history, period. And he lets him know that, he's better than him, regardless of how amazing he is in the ring. And I love that when you put someone over, but you're putting yourself over as well. So Takeshita absolutely does deserve that. So he's like, you know what? I'm better than you. And not only am I going to get my revenge, but I'm going to beat you in that match. So I'm looking forward to seeing that match. I don't know if I'm going to be able to stay up to see it, but I'll definitely check that out at some point throughout the day tomorrow. Now, after that, we do have our Uncle Don, with Prince Nana. And Lexi is just trying to figure out, like, what the hell Prince Nana doing here? And he's like, look, we got a deal coming on here because for the street fight, we are missing a member. And I'm like, wait a minute, didn't y'all say Sammy was gonna make it for this? I'm like almost sure that they mentioned that Sammy will be at this match. Whatever the situation is, Sammy's not cleared, so they need to have someone else. And Prince Nana is renting out the Machine, Brian Cage, for this match. So that's definitely going to make things much more interesting. So I'm interested to see how that goes. I like it when I see Prince Nana and Uncle Don. They seem to have some type of business relationship. And, when it comes to business, money talks. And it looks like they struck up a deal. So that's going to be a really great match. And I believe that's on Dynamite this week, right? Something like that. I don't know. So now we have Jay Lethal and friends. They're backstage. And Jay Lethal was excited because now he's number 1 contender for the Ring of Honor World title. And they're just doing a whole bunch of yapping back there. Let me just be honest. I don't understand this group. I don't understand what's the point of them. They'll never get over in my eyes. And I love heels. And this group ain't it for me. Now, while they're talking, here comes Ortiz. Ortiz is like, hey, y'all was talking about me last week, so what's up? And then Karen sticks her nose up in the situation, and she's like, oh, well, that's not smart of you to come out here knowing that you're going to be surrounded by a group. And yeah, I guess she's right. And he goes, well, where I'm from, even if you know you're going to end up getting jumped, you handle your business. And that's exactly what happens. He gets jumped by everybody. So there's nothing he can really do. And I'm just like, you know what, Ortiz, I feel you. Because that is the Brooklyn way. However, you ain't in Brooklyn, baby. Up next, we had Ruby Soho versus Red Velvet. This was another great match, and I did enjoy them here. Now, Red Velvet, this is her second match back from her injury. She was injured for like 9, 10 months, something like that. And she's looking really, really great. And Ruby was definitely probably the perfect opponent for her to show how well she can do coming back from her injury. So I really did enjoy this here. Now, I'm not gonna lie. When it comes to Ruby, I really do like her, and it's not because of her awesome fashions. It's because she's really talented in the ring, and I feel like she's been snubbed quite a bit. Like when it comes to either the TBS title or the women's title, and even the Owen Hart tournament, she's made it really far for both those tournaments, and never actually got a chance to win it. And I felt like she's always deserved a little bit more than what she's been getting in AEW so far. But either way, with this match, she's definitely proving herself. But we do have a little bit of a storyline to play out here, which is during her match, some idiot come from the back with a thing of roses, and I'm just like, bro, it's a match. Give it to her when it's done. But I guess somebody wanted her to have it right there and then, and she gets the bouquet of flowers, and she's looking at it, and she thinks it's sweet or whatever, and that's a distraction. The ref takes it, and from there, with that distraction, Red Velvet is able to get the win for this match, and I'm glad she takes the win here. But I'm just like, okay, is Angelo Parker sending out flowers? Because if he is, I could use a bouquet too. Up next, we have the Kingdom and Roderick Strong. They come out. They're obviously letting us know about the whole neck health awareness month thing that's going on with No Neck November. What is that? Something like that. It's weird. But I absolutely love Roderick and this character that he's playing. It's not supposed to be like a good thing, but it's actually funny. So I do enjoy it. They said that they're dedicating this match to Adam Cole. So they get in the ring, and I don't know who their opponents was. I don't even think they even said their names. But it's a squash match, so it's nothing really to see here. The Kingdom wins, and right after he wins, here comes Roderick Strong, struggling to get out that wheelchair, but he makes a run into that ring and hit one of those guys with a backstabber. And then he realized, oh my god, my neck, my neck. And then he's rolling out the ring to get back to the wheelchair, and here comes Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. They're helping him get on the wheelchair, and I'm just like, bro, if you can hit a backstabber, ain't nothing wrong with your neck. So now we have Daniel Garcia with Matt Menard and Angela Parker. They are with Lexi, and he asked for some camera time because he got a match that he wants. And he said that he's been looking through the AEW roster, and he is looking for somebody that he respects, that he wants to get in the ring with. And he's feeling himself after that performance he had with MJF the other night. So now he has chosen Andrade El Idolo to get in the ring with. And I was kind of shook. I was just like, oh. I could see this being a really great match, but you sure you want that type of smoke, Daniel? We'll see how that turns out. And exactly what I was thinking is pretty much how Matt Menard kind of looked at the situation. He's like, you know what? Andrade is a tough cookie. Hopefully this all works out for you. Now, while that's going on, here comes Saraya and Ruby. They come in, and Ruby is holding that bouquet of flowers. And Saraya is telling Lexi to get out the damn camera shot because she's ugly and she don't want to look at her. And Lexi actually leaves. And she's like, well, what kind of idiot sends a girl flowers during a match? And that's when I was like, it's definitely Angelo. Now, while Angelo and Ruby are standing there talking and they're looking at each other, you could just see Ruby's eyes, just giving those lovesick eyes, and she's smiling and stuff. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know what's going on here, but I'm jealous. And Saraya's doing all the talking, and that's when her and Matt are noticing that they're all getting all cozy up over there in the corner, and they ended up separating them. And Saraya's like, look, we got a big problem here. They obviously don't want these two together, and I kind of want to see where it goes. So now we have the Kingdom and Roderick with Lexi, and Lexi is congratulating them with another win, and they're talking about how successful they've been. But if you ask me, if you have a million squash matches, and you're winning them all, I don't really look at that as successful. Like that's nothing at all. Anyway, while they're talking, here come Action Andretti and Darius Martin, and they're letting them know that they've beaten them before. Now they had a fantastic match on Ring of Honor. I think it was I think it was a street fight. It was really, really good. I wasn't really sure what was going to come from this because Action Andretti and Darius was not tagging that long. So I was wondering if it's something that they can handle because I've never actually seen these two in this type of situation together. But it actually turned out to be a really, really great match with these two teams. But they were just reminding them that they whooped their asses before. And Matt Taven is like, oh, who the hell are y'all two? I've never seen a y'all a day of my life. And I was just like, ouch. Y'all would probably want to forget that beatdown y'all had too. Now, Darius is like, you know what? We'll remind you who we are if y'all get back in the ring with us. And honestly, I do want to see that. If they end up having the same type of match as well, that would be cool too. If not, it's still okay. Now, here comes Roderick. He's screaming out, Darius, Darius. Darius is literally 2 feet away from him, and he's let Darius know that he's going to be his first victim. Now, we haven't heard anything about Roderick being clear to be in the ring, but they do announce later on that we're going to see Roderick Strong versus Darius Martin. I'm interested to see if he's going to be able to keep playing off this neck injury. Main event time, we have FTR versus El Hijo de Vikingo and Commander. Holy shit. This was amazing. Okay. If you missed it, go and see it. It was really, really good. I'm not gonna lie. This was probably the best main event I've seen on Rampage in a very, very long time. FTR is absolutely ambitious and hungry for a win. But I don't think it makes them look heelish here, but you can really see to them, they're just here to take a win. And I love that about them. And that helps give us a really, really great match. Commander, El Hijo de Vikingo, they have tagged before, but I wasn't really sure how they was going to do well with FTR, who seems to have been tagging from since they were children. And they do so awesome. The chemistry on point as teams and with their opponents. There was a scary spot here where El Hijo de Vikingo goes for a tope suicida and damn near commits suicide here. When he goes for it, he's going to do the tope onto Cash. Cash, he slightly moves, but then assists him by throwing him onto the announce table, and his head just hits it like that. And it was just absolutely insane. I had to pause it because I was just like, oh my God, that looks brutal. Obviously the doctors, the referee, they check on him and he's all good. He continues the match and they do a phenomenal job. El Hijo de Vikingo looking so great in AEW for the most part. I can really see him getting some type of long-term type of deal with them. Because, he's getting that big exposure and whatnot. And, AAA, y'all need to be careful with your boy because AEW, they'll offer him something that he's not going to be able to refuse at some point. But either way, really great match here. And I know there's some things going on with everybody in terms of as singles. Well, Commander and the Hijo de Vikingo, they do their singles things, but coming together as a team, they did really, really well. They end up giving Commander a Shattered Machine, and FTR takes the win. And they go and give some respect to their opponents, and their opponents are like, I don't know about y'all. The way y'all was really ambitious during this match, I don't know, y'all might attack us. But they actually don't. They hug and shake hands or whatnot, and everything is good. And then lights go out, and we see on the big screen, we have House of Black. All 4 members are standing in front of the camera, and they're clapping. And then Buddy Matthews and Julia, they step back. So now we only have Malachi and Brody Lee. He's so gorgeous. They're both in front of the cameras. And this lets us know that it's going to be those two. They have their eyes out on FTR. They obviously don't announce any matches coming up, but now we know which one of the members are definitely going to be after this group. So I'm excited to see where that goes. All these guys are phenomenal wrestlers. I'm pretty sure they're going to take this to Full Gear. I hope that's the case. Guys, thanks so much for watching my review. I will be back with Collision. Bye.